Hi guys, welcome to my channel Foliage. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a compost bin. Now I am a big fan of liquid fertilizer. For me, more than the compost, it is the liquid fertilizer. Collecting of the liquid fertilizer is something very important. Now as we are going to start setting up our terrace garden, we are going to be planting a lot of new plants, a lot of new flowers, etc. So the most important thing is creating nutrition and food for your plants, and that's what I am going to start doing. So the first step what I'm going to do towards the garden setup is I have this Bisleri can that I will be transforming into the compost bin. Right now you will not be able to understand what exactly I'm doing, but once as we start going ahead, you will be getting a fair idea of what I'm planning to do. So this is now most of the stuff that what I'm going to be using for this project is absolutely recycled. The only thing that I'll be paying money for is the Fevikwik that is going to be used in this process. You will be able to see in the later part of the video. So this is a regular Bisleri can that I'm going to be using. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut this from above. I'm going to be cutting this from here because this is where we are going to be feeding all the compost and all the kitchen waste. So I need to open this up. After that, I'm going to use, I have a pot holder, basically a tray that sits beneath the pot. That is what I'm going to be using to cover this, because otherwise there's going to be a lot of insects that are going to get into. There's going to be a lot of foul smell. So in order to reduce that, I'm going to be using a cover over it so that everything is inside and there is no way that the insects are going to enter, especially the fruit flies. They tend to get into the compost and create a complete mess. So we're going to avoid the fruit flies getting into it, so we're going to cover it completely from above. So let me quickly cut the upper portion and then proceed ahead. So now we have cut the upper portion. Now this is how it's going to look like. So this is going to be where all the liquid fertilizer is going to come out, or the compost liquid is going to come out. But before that, we need to do something. Either you can use a net, because we do not want the compost to come out, obviously, because the hole is really big. Otherwise the compost is going to come out. So we need to use some kind of a net or something. Now I don't have a net, so I'm again going to recycle this plastic cover. I'm going to make holes in this, and then I'm going to stick it down there with Fevikwik. That's why the Fevikwik is going to come in use. And after that, I'm going to add some pebbles so that it can further filter all of the debris. They should not pass through it. Otherwise it's going to get clogged, so we do not want it to get clogged, because when the compost starts to break down, it's going to become into a very small particle. So we do not want that to happen. So we're going to use this, we're going to make holes on this and then stick it to it. So I'm going to stick this inside it and I'm going to show it to you. So this is the plastic lid which I have made holes, which is going to work as a filter. So we're going to add this at the base like this, and this is going to act like the filtration. Now I thought that I'm going to add Fevikwik to it, but I think I'm going to skip that part, because this looks like it's going to fit, and once I'm going to put the pebbles over it, it's going to completely push it against and it's not going to move. So I'm going to add pebbles and get back to you. So these are the rocks that I'm going to place. I've placed few. I need to get a little bit more of them, so this way the net is going to stay in place. And I'll put some more of the rocks. So this rocks is going to keep that net down, as well as it's going to help in filtration. So any of the debris is not going to pass through. Any which is, even if the debris pass, it's not a big issue. Now beneath, I'm using another bucket. So this is the collector's bucket, wherein all the liquid compost or the liquid fertilizer that's going to come out from the compost, the water that is going to come out from the compost, is going to get collected in that. And above this, to close this so that the insects don't go in, I have so this is the pot tray, what usually we keep a pot on it. So that is what is going to cover it completely, so that there is no insects or anything that can go in. So this is going to be completely covered like this, as you can see, and all of that liquid is going to get collected in that small little bucket over there, because usually there is not going to be a lot of liquid that is going to come out. It's going to be a little bit of liquid, and that is going to be more than enough for our plants to absorb. The pebbles are a little less. I will be adding a little bit more of pebbles, and then we can start adding our waste in it. It's time to test and see. Let's say that we have used, now this is basically brown paper, which also is used in the composting. It gives basically carbon to your compost. So let's say that we already have put in the compost. Now it's time to check. I'm going to add a little bit of water and see if it's going to filter or not. It is empty. Let me move it. So the container is completely empty. Let's add some water and see if it is going to get filtered or not. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. And you can see the water is getting collected in this. So I think it's going to work out fantastic. So probably from tomorrow onwards or tonight onwards, I'll start adding kitchen waste in it and start collecting all my compost and then use the liquid gold for my plants. So it's going to take a while for all of this to get filled, but whenever I happen to get the liquid gold or the compost liquid from the container into the second tub, I will definitely share it with you guys. I'll show you the video. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.